Project Beta speaking with Joyce Moore, candidate for Detroit City Clerk. Ms. Moore, why are you running for Detroit City Clerk?
Well, I've lived in the city of Detroit all my life, and I think this is a great opportunity for change. I know people say that continuously, but in order to implement some of the things that I'd like to do as Detroit City Clerk, I have to actually be in a position. So I decided to run for Detroit City Clerk a second time.
Why would you be a good city clerk?
Okay, part of the reason why I'm running, and part of the reason why I'll be a good, different city clerk, is because of preparation and because of experience. Because the people had voted for me as a Detroit City Charter Revision Commissioner in 1993 through 1996, that experience allowed me a chance to actually learn about the charter and the election process, and how the city charter overlaps with the city clerk's position, and to actually understand how people need to be informed of very simple, let me say it like this, the proposals need to be simplified so that people can understand what they're voting for. So that's part of the charter's responsibility in terms of initiative, a referendum. So when proposals are presented as such, they need to be simplified for people to understand. Another reason why is because when I was elected as a Citizen District Council member for Virginia Park Citizen District Council, I then became chair of the Coordinating Council, which is 16, at that time it was 16 Citizen District Councils, which comprised of approximately 10,000 people. And there I got a chance to actually communicate with people. And what I found out during that time when we started having our different breakfasts and lunches in different parts of the city is that it was information. And people thought that they had different problems, when in fact, people had the same problems. So I said, okay, so people are not receiving the information that they should be receiving to be able to make a very conscientious decision about any particular proposal or any particular candidate or any information, like the Cobo Hall. People really don't have the information on Cobo Hall to really understand what's going on. They get dabs and pieces here. Part of the city clerk's responsibility, I feel, is to provide information so that people understand the different issues. One of the issues that we're talking about right now is the charter itself, such that it is in the May 5th election. It was brought and placed on the ballot as a question, and we're in court right now on that issue due to the fact that the people in 1996 voted for that issue not to be presented again until 2018 and in the gubernatorial election. Did I say it all? I hope I did.
Now, in terms of clerk's duties, so it's clear to the electorate, what are the clerk's duties?
Well, part of her responsibility is to provide information, and again, is to be simplified enough for people to understand about any proposal. For example, the charter itself, although people voted on that charter, there's a period of time for the charter to be circulated when the question's presented so that people will understand what they're voting on. I don't believe at this time enough information is provided to voters or the electorate to understand about why they actually voted on the charter as a question. That period of time was not given to the voters because this wasn't a time to vote on the issue.
As a city clerk, what method of communication and education would you provide for the citizenry of the city of Detroit so that they will be better prepared as voters?
Okay, what I propose to do is have quarterly meetings throughout the entire city. When I was the Charter Revision Commissioner, we did have those. That was one of the suggestions that I made so that we could communicate with our community organizations and actually communicate to, as they say, grassroots. We want to have those quarterly meetings so that we can get input as to what we're doing to make it easier for people to understand about the voting process, so that if they have any major concerns at that time, they can actually present those concerns to us.
A lot of people can't get to quarterly meetings. What kind of media would you use to communicate with the citizens of Detroit?
Well, right now we're experiencing what they call a third period called the information era, and internet is one method of doing it, where people are accessing the internet more and more and more to receive their ballots, to actually vote. that information is another way to provide basic, simplified information so that people will understand. Yes.
Are there any concluding comments that you would address to the voters?
Well, all I can say is that true enough, I was devastated in the last election, but I got over it. And so what we're going to do now is I'm just merely asking all the people and all the voters that voted for me in the previous election, I need your support now more than ever.
Project Beta has been speaking with Joyce Moore, candidate for Detroit City Clerk. If you want more information about Project Bait, access our website at projectbait.blackgold.net. That's projectbait.blackgold.net.